welcome to another sticker kit and craft tutorial. Today I'm going to give you a really quick introduction to die cutting and embossing using the Xcut Xpress machine. One of the reasons I like the Xcut machine is because it folds up into quite a nice size, and then when you want to use it you just unfold it like this and flip these panels over. So underneath each side you've got a locking section to make sure it fastens into place and doesn't move when you're die cutting. So when you slide it across, you'll see the red panel and it says lock, and then you're flipping this over that way to make a solid base. Same on the other side. So with this machine you've got two panels. You've got the large base panel and the top panel. As you can see, mine are kind of warped and knackered but still perfectly fine. And there's a die on the top which you turn to move the distance of the rollers, so you don't need to use shims. You just use the dial to set the correct height for what you're running through the machine. So I'm going to start off with embossing. So I'm going to use the Xcut Polka Hearts embossing folder. This is a 6x6 size, and I'm also using Capsule Collection French Lavender cardstock, which is one of my favourite ranges because the cards are really pretty. So to make sure I've got roughly the right size first, I'm just going to quickly draw around that, really roughly, and cut it out. I'll neaten these edges up later when I add the panel to my card. So I'm going to line that up here, and where you've got the hinge at the top, that helps keep it straight as well. So for embossing with Xcut folders, I would turn the dial to about 6.5, 7, depending on how deep you want the embossing to be. So we'll go for about 6.5. And then you just place that on the base plate, put the cutting pad on top, and run that through. And there you've got the embossed panel. If you want a deeper emboss, you can run it through a couple of times or turn up the dial a little bit for a stronger impression. Okay, next I'm going to show you how to die cut with the machine. And for that I'm using this Filigree Heart Die, which is a really pretty one. I like this one. Again, so I don't waste any paper, I just roughly draw around the die. And then when you run this through, you want to make sure that the die is facing upwards, so it's cutting up into the cutting plate and not down onto your base plate. You can cut into the base plate, but it's better if you keep all your cutting on the top plate. So for die cutting, I would run that through on about 4.5 for a thin metal Xcut die. If you've got thicker foam back dies, then you increase the dial for those. There's a guide that comes with the machine which tells you all the settings for the various different types of dies and embossing folders, and so that makes it really easy to work out what you need to do. The machine also cuts fabric and things like felt or even leather and denim, but for those you need to use a metal shim, which does also come with the machine. I have cut felt and fabric with it before, and it works best if you use simple shapes such as hearts and stars. Okay, so that outside shape's cut really easily, but I can see that these inner ones might need a little bit more cutting, so I'm going to run that back through again, tighten it up just a little bit. You'll find that with intricate dies you do often need to run them through a couple of times to get the cut all the way through, but that's the same with most machines. There we go. So to get the dies out, they do generally come out quite easily. Once you get hold of the top bit, you can just pull that out there. And there you have your filigree heart shape. But if you want to get the bits of paper out of the die before you use it again, you can either use scissors just to poke out some of the bigger bits, or if you have it, a pokey tool, just to get in and get out those intricate bits. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more videos from me, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you!